Episode 27.
27.
That's crazy. We're doing it to it. How you doing?
We're back. Corey, 27, just like you said. Yeah, that's your age, isn't it?
Yeah, I wish. You know, I never thought I'd say that, but yeah, I'm at that point. Let's see. We got chat is popping. Thank you all so much for coming in to hang out with us. We got a good show today, right, Aaron?
Yeah, it's not going to be bad, you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Like Corey said, episode 27, Corey and MC VeVe Live. We got lots to talk about today. People are just going to start showing up here as always, and we'll just run through the whole thing for sure. We got Maseratis here. That's great. We got, of course, the Toby drop coming up. We have a comic reveal towards the end. We're going to get into all sorts of stuff. We got like level 100 again. We got VeVe Feed. And, you know, we're just waiting on big announcements, obviously, for sure, like everybody. But we're going to have a ton of fun today. And in the chat, as always, we got OMW and Josh as our moderators. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming out each and every week and helping us out. Of course, you know Josh on Discord, community manager there. You're going to want to get in there if you're not already. Have a great time. There's tons going on in there. Giveaways, live shows, games, announcements, support. I mean, you got it all in there. VeVeverse support. I mean, tutorials. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And he's here volunteering his time today to help out on socials on YouTube, right? And of course, OMW, thank you as well. You know, an absolute legend, you know, in the space, and he's helping out. So just like we always do, guys, if you're commenting in this live stream and having some fun, two of you are going to win some really great prizes. I don't know, Corey, if you've seen some of the prizes that people have been winning, but all last week, I believe almost all the giveaways that were sent out were all SRs. So we're stepping our game up a bit.
Nice. That's good to hear.
We'll see where it goes.
Giveaways are awesome, but giveaways whenever they're SRs or segments, like that's where it's at, right? Like that's what I would want if I was getting them their giveaways.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You got to get that SR. Come on now.
What do we got in here? What do we got in chat? Big announcement. We do have big announcements coming, not in this live stream. And it's kind of like if you're announcing things with, you know, multi-billion-dollar companies, that there's a little bit of legal stuff that has to happen. They kind of have to check and see if you've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. And so announcements are coming though. Just
Corey's going through a whole process where he has to be like interviewed by like top ARC agents. And no, I'm just kidding, you guys. But no, it's true, right?
You're going to have to go to media training, Corey, and you're going to have to, you know, learn how to talk to a camera. And you definitely can't be spilling the sick alpha like you've been doing. Yeah.
They're not here, guys. We can do a whole lot here. There's a whole lot we can do here today to have a lot of fun together. And yeah, look at everybody in the chat. We got Dr. Strange for sure. Thanks so much, guys. Make sure you're checking out the Stack and the Slack and vids. It's going to be amazing. Yeah. I also want to shout out for tomorrow. We're going to talk about the Toby drop that's coming up. Totally. And once again, on X, okay, O'Milly has been hosting a lot of these Korean artist drops, and the artists are there. And so I believe tomorrow that the artists will be there again. So that's going to be really fun. Make sure you tune into that. Get some extra insight and everything. And then, of course, on Sunday, we got the Maserati, right? But Corey, we can jump right into this because we got the VeVe Feed contest to cover again and a whole bunch of stuff to get into that I really want to talk about.
And Toby hype in chat, so we should probably just do one of these. Toby's just a chill guy, right? Like I love that video. A big shout out to Mr. Falcon Ben. Just pick the most chef's kiss of a little bop of music to pair with that collectible. The first time I saw it, and I was just like, dang, like I love this. I love this little beat. It's so perfect with this character. He picked the best place to shoot the thing. you know, just chilling. He did some lapse time. I don't know if you noticed, but there's lapse time footage. So one of the times where he's standing and you see the sky's moving at a fast pace.
Oh,
I mean,
way.
that takes some forethought, right? Like, old boy's got to set up his tripod. He's got to frame that shot in. Think, I'm going to let this thing expose for 10 minutes so I can get the love it. We're going to play that loop.
Play that
at least 3 times in this video, just so I can hear that little bop.
We have another one from a previous drop that came by that we'll play right now too.
Nope. Listen. So good. And on this, who was it? Ronnie, you were saying that smashed my theory. If he does these by himself, that's super impressive. Falcon and I were just doing a level 100 meetup last night. So every second Thursday of every single month, me and content, I host a thing with the level 100s where we talk about business as usual, some of the behind the scenes stuff, kind of peel away some of the layers of what we do. And so I had Falcon Ben on with me for the last one. And it's really interesting. The way that he's shot AR over time has changed, like in a big way. He's incorporated a lot of different techniques. So whenever he's going out there, he's usually going out there with a tripod, multiple phone cameras, multiple staging platforms. And that's what's allowing him to do the sort of hand going over screen to show the phone. Because that was a big thing with our licensors. Like, some of these digital collectibles look so good in AR that a person that's new to VeVe, maybe he's never even heard of VeVe, if they see that, they're not going to know it's actually a digital collectible. And so he's had to change the way he shoots to incorporate some sort of UI into it. So that's why you're seeing like the hand drops. You're seeing the over the shoulder tripods with him and his hand moving collectibles around. It was a licensor requirement. And I totally agree with them. Like, I think that sells the concept of what AR is and why it's so cool. I mean, it's like one of the primary important features. You got the VeVeverse, you've got a marketplace, you've got Stackar, but you also have augmented reality, right? Like, there's a lot of things that you could be doing with your digital collectibles. It's good stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, Stan, just, so there's a level 100 official chat on Discord. That's where all the level 100s go. There's also private groups that people have put together that have fun on their own, of course. And what Corey's referencing is once a month, there's a level 100 kind of meetup through the Discord where, they can have a chance to talk to the community managers or like someone like Corey to get a little bit of a sense of things. That's one of the benefits of reaching that amazing level.
Yeah.
So if you are close to level 100, make sure you're in Discord and finding out all the links and all the stuff and get it. Once you achieve that goal, we did have somebody achieve that goal. An awesome community member we're going to celebrate in a short period of time here. But let's get into everything, Corey. Let's start the show on the road here. We got the VeVe feed contest, as always, each week is now back live on our X page again. And we have awesome entries. I mean, as always, the entries are so peak level. And by the way, the challenges, everyone was in the feed and they were like, it was like off the charts. We haven't actually seen that much of a slowdown. We've been watching the numbers in terms of like how many people are posting in the feed. Mm-hmm. People realize you get that extra about around 30 MCP points a day for doing all of those things that you would do in the challenge. Just right now, you still get extra MCP for like doing stuff in the feed and commenting and liking. And I think people started to really get into it and enjoy it through the challenge feature, through the requirements of the first challenges. And so we've seen like the feed is still super active. And of course, every time we post this each week, it's one of the most highly engaged posts we get. I mean, of course, there's the giveaways attached to it. 2 voters and of course 2 winners, will win. And but the quality of stuff is just off the charts, Corey.
Absolutely. I love seeing it. I love seeing the VeVeverse because, I mean, there's layers to this now. There's layers in which you can play with your digital collectibles and display them and share them, use them as tools. If you're one of our awesome affiliates, that gives you a whole bunch of additional tools to try to get new users. I think it's a thing that anyone that's gone to a convention, if you've worked as part of our booth staff, we super appreciate you. But for any of us that work at VeVe and we go to these conventions, you can explain what a digital collectible is. You can show them the marketplace. You could do all these things. But the second they see the stuff in AR and they get like, that's the application. They're limited edition digital collectibles.
Yeah.
And I can place them into augmented reality and take pictures with them. Got it. Like, I totally get what this is. So yeah. I love that you all are doing this. It's such a cool way to showcase the product.
I know, it's awesome, right? And look at Double Quill right here. This is great. This makes me want to go out and get ice cream. By the way, that Kawaii Warriors video you mentioned about how like so Falcon, Mr. Falcon, was doing such a great job for each IP. Kind of like the music behind that one was like kind of like
adventure
battle music, even though they're super cute. It's actually really smart. So there's Double Quills right there. Great entry. We have a great one as well from Cloak. Beautiful colors in the background. Of course, like check it out right there. The skateboards from the rabbits and all of that. Super great. And then, of course, we have VP Wall right here using our new diorama, the rooftop one. Yeah. Look at how good that looks, hey?
And there's a black pink heart up there on the wall, too. Super cool.
Yeah, I see that for sure. The black pink stuff, wow. Now that all the burns have happened, everybody, let us know which ones you managed to get your hands on, because there's some real...
Have we done a dust clearing post of some kind? We should. If we haven't, we should do a after the burns sort of post where we show what's remaining of editions and all that good stuff to give people an idea of what's
we're actually
left.
Working on that, Corey. We're actually working on that kind of communication, because a lot of people want to know, like, what are the final numbers and stuff. That actually in the app itself, eventually we'll have all that kind of updated. So when you go to a collectible, you'll see like, the results. There are third-party apps you can use that show some of that as well. But yeah, a little, after thing with a little bit of, I don't know about Marvel Comics. Remember that thing about we're not actually burning comics, everybody. It's just a digital term, but that's a great one. Pixel Jam right here with another awesome one. You can see a lot of people are using our All-Stars, our Tokidokis. It's a lot of colorful stuff going on here.
Anyone in chat, like, where is Pixel Jam? Where in the world is that being shot? What is that landmark? That's crazy looking.
I know. That's a question right there. A duck and cover. We should burn most of the stuff in the store. We'll give people a chance to still go after some stuff. By the way, there is a comic burn happening today. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So we're doing all Marvel, Disney, Star Wars, and the Mandalorian too. We'll talk about that, the Mandalorian comic. But yeah, we licensor. Each licensor is a bit different, right? So
it's true.
Rama 141 right here with the Elsa and the 70th birthday. I think that probably is at Disneyland or something, maybe. But you see how Elsa's behind her. Mm-hmm. It's a nice little thing right there, And then Garnet 21K, check it out. I mean, those diamond hearts from the Blackpink series are just
really good.
Yeah, I mean, you want to talk about scarcity right there. Those are pretty nice. And that's a really nice setup right there. Little King with a nice collage of all sorts of people. Look, there's Stitch in there. Is that Stitch?
Stitch, Mr. Well, all kinds of good ones in there.
Yeah, they're all the silver ones.
What is that? The Peter Pan present?
Oh yeah, that's that gift from the Peter. Good call on that one for sure. Mr. Incredible's in there. That's awesome. Another wand right here. This is beautiful. Obviously, you got the partners. You got the whole Disney poster.
Another wand is just like a top tier username. So good on you for that. It's so good.
Another one. That's fantastic for sure. Forest 420 OG with the Ultraman and that poster. That was that special airdrop if you got the first two comics. Was it the first three or the first two? I can't remember now at this
Ultraman
moment, right?
Day coming up next month. We have the 1966 live action Ultramans on VeVe still available in store. And that marks, what is that? The 60th anniversary. So who knows? Maybe some Ultraman. Look at this. Look at this tiny little.
What is this?
Has anyone watched Ultraman Rising?
What is that?
Look at this tiny little articulated Emmy.
That is so cute.
I love it. I want to do some stop motion with articulated toys. Like I've got my camera set up over here on a tripod and table. Oh man, it's gonna take me forever, but I'm excited for it.
That's so cute, Corey. I like that little teaser right there. Is that a teaser or is that just you sharing off your collection?
No, I mean, you've got Force 420 OG doing an Ultraman shout out. Like,
oh yeah.
60th anniversary, Ultraman Day, both coming,
You
get
never
the hype
know what's
going.
gonna happen. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
that poster though. That poster is so nice. Like, what a
It is.
beautiful poster. It's awesome. And congrats to everyone who got one. And stay tuned, obviously. Alex TT with the amazing Star Wars. Look at Grogu right there. Can we zoom in a bit more on Grogu with a
Grogu's like, let me
lightsaber?
solo them. Let me solo them. I got this.
And look, we got the Mimban trooper pointing at Grogu
You.
aggressively. Dude, you better chill out. Grogu over here is not going to be.
And a scaled lightsaber, right? Look how tiny the Yoda lightsaber is.
Little mini lightsaber right there. And there's VeVe Vibes right there. Nicely done. And here is that you, Digital Vibes? Is that actually you and your entry right there? That's awesome if it is. Nicely done if it is. And of course, right here, we got Frodicus right here with the amazing Batman. And now, I don't know if you've seen his posts lately, but there's another amazing post too with the whole Galactus city diorama with the coming around
the in the background there.
I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, he's got it back there too. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, here's Digital Vibes right here. I had tons of fun pairing my digital collectibles with cosplayers at the Phoenix Fan Fusion. Lots of QR codes were given out too. Thanks so much. I know you're a part of the affiliate program. That is awesome. I've seen that you started to use it. I know a lot of our creators are out there and non-content creators on traditional are out there doing tons of stuff at the shows. More to come on the affiliates program too. More tools for everybody. So if you haven't signed up yet, make sure you put your application in on the site. You know, we're going to have lots of stuff for people to go, but that's awesome. We love to hear a recap from you on that one, on your channel.
That'd be awesome.
I've noticed that Vibes is doing more live streams too. I love the market watch.
Let's chat. I'd love to come on your channel and just talk about this, dude. Like if you've got space for little old me, it's been a while since him and I have got to talk, you know, back whenever I was making content before I came to VeVe. He was one of the awesome people that I chatted with a whole bunch.
Mass murders. We can confirm we are not getting Jason today. You know, because it is Friday the 13th, but you know, maybe in the future that would be really fun. I mean, of course I love the horror genre. We have Chucky, so you can do some fun stuff with Chucky today. Actually, here's a little fun little thing. See if you can do a nice, if anyone puts out a nice creative, kind of scary post today, that would be fun. Maybe VeVe will share it on the socials, right? So, but yeah, thanks so much. There's that, everybody. And make sure you vote on our X page right there. Now, here's a little something that we had. Jurassic Park's movie anniversary was a few days ago on June 11th, 1993, this iconic movie. I mean, I still remember, you know, the Tyrannosaurus foot in the mud and like how insane. It still looks really good. There's a little, you know, dating to some of the CGI in the background, but the up close like Tyrannosaur is so unbelievable still in the movie. I mean, Spielberg and the whole thing. And we did a post, okay, because we're doing the pop culture posts and anniversaries for fun. And on the post, we did a giveaway, and you can see all the people started adding in all of their. Here's the. I'll just do this so you can see it a bit better. Oh, where did it go? It's here somewhere.
It's gone.
It's gone. Yeah, it's actually scrolled down here, but everybody was entering in here it is right here. Everyone's entering in all sorts of Jurassic Park stuff. We asked people to. We got tons of really great entries right here. Just, you know, sharing all the collectibles we have and celebrating the movie. I mean, look at the animation on these, Corey. I mean, almost like I kind of sometimes forget how amazing some of these collectibles are. Yeah. And King Crypto right there with a really great one, and of course, you know, we had a random winner as well. There's Clarissa right there with an awesome one. You know what I did? I don't know if you've played with these before, but I went to Alberta, Canada, because I'm in Canada. Mm-hmm. And in Alberta, Canada, they have a dinosaur museum that is really quite amazing. It's like, Alberta, Canada is like known for its dinosaur bones and stuff. So there's an amazing museum in the southern part of Alberta. That's a province in Canada, right? Near the city of Calgary, right? Anyway, I went there with my family a few years ago, and we had the T-Rex, you know, on VeVe. So I got the T-Rex for the day, you know, the ultra rare, and I was like doing a bunch of AR stuff at the dinosaur museum. It was so cool. And so, you know, you can have a lot of fun.
if you check out the Collectors at Heart series, which we have on our YouTube, and that's coming from Metaverse Life, Roth Rind.
Yeah.
One of the locations he travels to is Ireland. It's either Ireland or Scotland or Belgrade. I can't remember the specific one, but it's in season 2. and they go on location to where there's dinosaur footprints in the ground that are like 350 million years old.
Wow.
And they shoot AR. I included it in the Lisbon booth loop because I really wanted to focus on our collectors and, you know, our community. So I had a ton of collectors at heart footage playing on loop as part of that. But that's just like another good example of people taking something, a digital collectible, a fandom they're passionate about, and pairing it, you know, like you just mentioned, into the real world.
Yeah, I know, that's amazing. That's super cool. By the way, right here, Olivier Webb was the random winner of the giveaway we posted today. Just a random pick out of all of them. Congrats, nice. And that was a really fun entry, right? It's randomly picked, not focused on, you know, who had the better post. It's just a random out of all the entries. And so Olivier won that one, and we'll have more to come, but that's such a great movie. We also had another anniversary post that we did that ties, of course, into VeVe Digital Collectibles. We had the Ghostbusters movie anniversary as well, 1984. Corey, I mean, I'm an 80s kid, so this movie was just so like unbelievable for me at the time when I was a kid coming out watching it. I think I was 8 or 9 years old when this came out, and it's just like one of my favorite movies. Of course, we did another little giveaway there as well, and everybody did the same thing. It was tons of fun. They got into the comment section. There's Randy with his Stay Puft, and everyone was goofing off. I mean, so fun. Frodicus right there. California.
Look at the lighting on that one from Akomi. That's really good.
Hey, no, look at the cosplay right there, just shared from a convention or whatever. Look at the Slimer there with the hot dog thing. Yeah. So tons of fun, everybody. And the cool thing about what we can do with these, everyone, is that if you see an anniversary that's going on, they're swampy with their QR code. That's great. There's Olivier right there with that one too. That's also a nice entry too. But what's really cool about this is that we were able to connect a lot of our fandom in our app with the Ghostbusters fandom just through posts. So if you guys see stuff like that, you know, get out there, share your stuff, you know, comment, make a post, tag them, you know, and especially when it's an anniversary, because it's a ton of fun. What's your memory of Ghostbusters, Corey? Did you
see, for me, it's the difference. Like, you were 8 or 9 whenever this came out, and I was 9 whenever Jurassic Park came out. Because that, I think it's either 93 or 94. I'm 85. So I'm like, I'm a 90s baby. You're an 80s baby. So for me, Ghostbusters, it's really like the reruns. It was like I had reached a certain age where my parents are like, now that you can watch these kind of things. Yeah. And so it was one of the very first paranormal things I had ever seen. And I was young enough to where it was funny, but still scary. Like, there were sections of it that like really freaked me out still. Totally. And the same for Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was one of the very first things I saw in a movie theater. And the scene with the raptors and the tunnel, you know, and like old boy's arm lands on old girl's shoulder. Yeah. Like I remember being like hunched down in my chair in the movie theater, just being like, oh my gosh, this is terrifying. Or the scene where he does the dad prank where he pretends to get electrocuted. Like, actually like freaked me. I was like, oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, he's like,
And you know, my dad's just over there like
he's just laughing at it. He's like, I got him. Yeah. So that's cool. So we had some fun with that. Thanks for participating. Of course, we had a giveaway on that one as well. And then this is a little poll question. So just for fun too, like, you know, and Gozer getting 0 love from the VeVe community. Come on now, Gozer. You know, she's incredible, right? Like, yeah, I know what you mean about like comedy when you're a kid and scariness a bit too. Do you know that the rebooted Ghostbusters film, you know, with the four ladies, and of course the actor who plays Thor, like when he was in there too as the really kind of ditzy, you know, he was really, anyway, that the ghost that they kind of like sort of was like the library ghost, like the first ghost, the girl that comes out of she's actually really quite creepy. But we watched it with my kids, and she's coming out of like they were in that mansion house. She's comes out of like the basement, and she spews all over, you know. I mean, that ghost actually is quite creepy when she's slowly coming toward my son, right? He was all like, you know, because he was like 5 or something, when like 5 or 6, and I'm like, oh, it's Ghostbusters. But yeah, so you gotta love it. But anyway, the Ghostbusters themselves won the poll, of course, with, you know, Slimer coming in a close second, and of course Stay Puft coming in third. I mean, there's so many cool characters. I mean, the taxi driver. We're talking from the original movie here, but Gozer gets no love. 0. So that's what happens to villains.
That's how it goes.
Anyway, let's move on, guys. That was a ton of fun. Stay tuned for more opportunities to win and have some fun too. We also now, so this is something that your team was doing, Corey, with our our tutorial series on the VeVeVerse. We released the original series of videos, and now the video is a bit updated. Yeah. And each week or so, you'll see a new video that we're republishing and re-releasing with updated content in there. So we released the how to create an avatar one earlier in the week, which is a ton of fun. Like, ask people to share their avatars under the post. Some people did that. That was cool. And then we also released, actually just today, how to create a new space, an updated video with some new stuff in there. I know you guys are working on content behind the scenes too, Corey. Can you give us any kind of, VeVeVerse, stuff? VeVeVerse? We saw a post from Collectors Gone Digital that was really cool that you commented on. Can you give us a little?
Josh has just been doing some really amazing things with the VeVeVerse in general. At this point, we'll do a more formal update. You got to keep in mind that Dan and David have both been on travel, and Dan had a little bit of extra travel, so he was just getting back in the office late this week. But now that he's back in house, I will be hassling him, as he knows, so we can start getting more of the update videos up and sort of business update videos up. Yeah. But as far as I know, the last word I heard is that they've got the mobile beta out. And so they've got a group of VeVeVerse mobile testers in there, finding all the problems, pushing things to the limit, finding out where it breaks. And then they're patching and adjusting to try to improve that experience. And then also the optimization of collectibles to ensure that they can work on both a standard computer that has, plenty of onboard RAM and a good processor and a good graphics card versus, a mobile phone. But you can look forward to seeing some more updates from that. And then we also have a big content push in terms of getting the actual model file. So whenever a model is created by our amazing art teams, it comes in different formats. So there's the format that you all see on the app, and then we get sort of a raw format, and then it has to get bundled for like iOS and Android for augmented reality. And now another additional version of it has to be bundled for use in the VeVeVerse. And so we've had to create some new steps and standards and really personnel deployments to handle different elements as they come in. So we can not just fix, I don't want to say fix, but really it's kind of like upscaling the background collectibles. Because I think how many things we've released, since VeVe first began. There's just a huge, massive backlog inventory. And so one thing that we'll be doing from a content perspective is providing some weekly, hopefully, snapshots of what's been optimized and re-released for use in the VeVeVerse. So all of you who are out there that are builders, or maybe you've hired someone to be your builder, kind of like what Collectors Gone Digital, Masteroni. I think there's a few people in our community who have kind of positioned themselves as, we get it. Like, you don't have the time to build a crazy space. We got you. We'll do that for you. Yeah. And so it's good that we have a better line of communication with those folks, so they know when new tools are coming their way. Like, hey, like these 4 series have now been uploaded and revamped, and they're good to go. So there's a lot of stuff happening on the VeVeVerse front, sort of behind the scenes as we prep, to push it out public.
Yeah, that's amazing. I know people are like kind of waiting for new stuff and having fun with it at the same time. And we did have a question right here from Duck and Cover here. Can we see another VeVeVerse build vote? Yes, we will. We'll have another contest, a creators contest, as we always do. We're doing the VeVe feed contest right now, which is a lot of fun. And we'll definitely giving people a little bit of time. We were doing them once a week for a little bit, but people didn't have time to actually build new stuff because they were like, really concentrating. So we'll be bringing that back 100%. But yeah, can't wait to see what else comes from that, Corey. Then we also have a Dan Crothers interview, and this is something we posted out. So this is actually a podcast, everybody. If you haven't listened to it, you're definitely going to want to click on this. Get really in depth. Dan gives a lot of interesting, introspectives about VeVe, about the company, about some of the future plans and everything. And it's with a group called the USDN Podcast. And if you actually check them out, they're the United States Department of Nerds, which I just love that name. And if you click the link, it'll take you right to the podcast, and you can listen to it right there. And they have a whole bunch of other shows too that they've done that are really cool to listen to. If you're a nerd like we are, and you want to hear Dan talk about stuff, about the VeVe, about VeVe itself, future plans, it's actually a really nice podcast / interview right here. So,
and this is really designed for newer users. So if you're going into this expecting really high level, most of the people that are watching our channel are hardcore collectors that have been here for a while. If you are a new viewer, we're so happy you're here. But that podcast really is for new users to kind of get an idea of what VeVe's about, because we're reaching new audiences every time David, Dan, myself, even you go out on these different channels and chat with people. It's with the idea that we're trying to introduce new people to the platform. So Dan, like you said, did a really fantastic job of really just breaking it down. Whenever you go to a channel like this, they're not even going to know what a digital collectible is. And so, I mean, you're really needing to figure out how to explain just the basic product, and then all the features that tie into it, our amazing community, all the things like AR, VeVeverse, marketplaces, cryptocurrency, like just all the things that tie into it. But you got to start at the base level, and that is the actual product, the collectible. If you can't explain that part, then you've lost the plot, right?
Well, I think this group here, this is an hour-long interview, so they really actually get into a lot of stuff, everybody, and it's really cool because this group, obviously are like collectors, nerds, people who are in the pop culture, and there's a whole other different audiences. There's the Web3 audience. I mean, we of course with the NFC Summit, there's that whole crew type of audience. There's the built-in, there's the comic book audiences. There's lots of different audiences, and I really think it's really cool that he went on to this particular podcast talking to this particular group. With this kind of focus is exactly what you just said. And anytime you can hear Dan, one of the co-founders, talk for an hour about there's some nice juicy stuff in there, guys. So make sure you check it out from our post. And then also make sure you follow them, check out their other podcasts too, bring them into the community. This is what we want. We want more nerds and people hanging out with us, right? Especially the United States Department of Nerds, the official
yeah, it's official. They have uniforms and everything with unit badges. I don't know. That'd be awesome if they did. I would if that was my
in the house. Yeah, it's our uniform too, right? We wear it every time we're off. Fro's here in the house too. We were just showing your VeVe feed entry as well, amongst all the other great ones. So check out that interview right there. Now, here's another thing. I just want to shout this out just as a community thing, which is cool because Chris Severs went on Jan Collect's channel and did a really cool interview along the same kind of lines, and of course, if you read Chris's articles and stuff on Go Collect, and of course you follow him, I know he works with VeVe in some ways in terms of those kind of things internally. And this is a really good interview. So check out, if you haven't seen Jan Collect's channel, check out the channel, of course, the YouTube channel, check out the interview. It's just a community interview. It's not affiliated with VeVe in any way, but they do talk a lot about the digital collecting space. And it's just great. We shared that out for everybody to check it out. It was from a few days ago, but it's definitely worth a watch. Definitely it gets me all pumped about digital collecting and just collecting in general, right? So
we just have some really amazing people in our space. Chris Severs, being one of them. Double Quill, who had an entry, and The Social is another really amazing writer. It's really cool to see some of the people that are really passionate in our community branching out and doing these sort of things.
Yeah, 100%. So that you can find that link there, and of course on their own channel. Here's what one we can talk about as one of our big ones. We had a level 100 achievement again this week, and this is Raven 100, which is perfect now because she is so awesome. That of her as a co-host, of course, with the True Media Group, with Dee and Hinano, biggest bro, on the virtual radio, and of course on all the stuff that they're doing. She's amazing. She hit level 100. Please go make sure you give her a big celebration under the post and on her own post. And she's fantastic. And she got the actual Raven 100. So she got the 100. And I believe that she's only the second woman we have who's reached that plateau. There's two now. There's her and, of course, Claire. And so they're in the top 100. I think we're in the mid 70s in that range of level 100. I know there's a couple people who are right on the cusp of a 99. And there's a whole bunch of stuff you saw in Lisbon. You saw the rooftop party. 5 more rewards were handed out, the redemptions. A few more were sent out to people who could make the event. That stuff's all underway with plans around that. And so becoming a level 100 in the top 100 of it is really quite amazing. So shout out to Raven.
Big time. Such a huge accomplishment.
There, she's amazing Discord mod too. Thanks, Josh. And here's a little chance for us to shout it out. If you didn't catch the beginning of the stream, Josh and OMW are here to moderate. And of course, Josh is the community manager on Discord, doing an amazing job there. And like I said, we were talking a bit earlier about it. You got to get into the Discord and participate. There's games, rewards, prizes, tutorials, chats, content, sweepstakes, information, announcements,
Dungeons and Dragons, poker. I mean, just everything.
Everything. And crazy, awesome, amazing mods like Raven as well. So thanks, Josh, for helping out today, as always. And helping out with the giveaways, because if you're chatting here, you could win. And we're giving out some nice prizes, you guys, if you've seen our prizes lately. So big shout out to Raven right there. Thank you so much. And Corey, thanks so much with this graphic. I just love this little graphic. It's a little thing, but it's pretty damn cool.
I like it. We can.
How far are you away from level 100, by the way? I reached 50 just a little while ago. I'm halfway there, so I got some work to do.
Let's find out. You can keep going. I'll look.
You'll check it out right here. Yeah. I think I actually reached 51 now, so I'm kind of rolling along. Okay, here's a little PSA for everybody just to show. So just so you know, we put out an announcement that just to make sure for all news, events, and official announcements. Oh, what are you at? Here, 56. Let me just pull this up for you right here. You're at 56. Oh, I gotta catch up to you. I gotta catch up to you, Corey. I'm at 51, so we're way behind Raven. I mean, she's
I know
right now. But
and it's like cumulative. It's just like a video game with XP. Like once you get to those higher levels, like the distance to get to the next just increases.
Kumo 69, just stop there.
Yep.
Done. You're done. Little announcement right here, just a PSA. We put out a post. Now, if you see other accounts out there that seem like they're VeVe accounts, just make sure that in this time, of course, online on socials, that you want to make sure that you're following the official channels for all news, updates, whatever. And so we're going to make sure that everybody's aware of things like that. Just make sure you're following the official stuff, like in Discord. You'll get it there of course, on our own socials as well. So we did a little post about that. And, just be careful out there, everybody, because there are accounts all over socials in any sort of format. I mean, as you know, we're all pretty savvy in the digital space, but there are new users that are showing up. Make sure you direct them to the right places. That way they get the right information about drops and stuff like that. It's really important that we as a community, kind of help each other out, especially when new people come, and point them in the right places so they get the right info. And I just wanted to point that out today on our live stream. But moving on, we have our Marvel Comics
releases. Did you see this, Aaron? Did you see this comment? We mentioned D&D and Discord. Need those D&D stamps. We getting those. Have you seen those stamps?
I haven't.
Okay. Well, the USPS sends out like a philatelist magazine, and it features like all kinds of different products. And their last one had like D&D stamps in it, and I took a picture of it and I sent it to David, and I was like, please like please get these. Okay. I've done that with the New Zealand Lord of the Rings stamps. I've done that with the Dungeons and Dragons USPS stamps. I did that with the USPS DC and Marvel Vintage stamp. I'm advocating for stamps. I know maybe that's not your thing. If you're watching, it's one of my things. Love them. But I'm with you there, G Money. I'm with you.
That's awesome. No, thanks for pointing that out. We know how much you love the stamps, Corey. It's such a cool way to collect too, right? So, but yeah, we did also have our Marvel comics come out on VeVe Comics.
Rivals.
Rivals. This is a Peach Momoko. This is amazing. If you haven't checked this out. And, the Rivals game is gaining speed. We have a few covers now on our VeVe Comics that people are collecting. It's really cool. The storyline is really cool too, if you check it out and read it. And it's a really, really nice thing to happen. So keep your eyes open for more Rival covers. There's one that came out with all Peach Momoko stuff. So the art is absolutely really amazing as well. And then we had this one. Now, this is crazy. This is the new Avengers, but this was actually the Thunderbolts. And did you see how Marvel did their big, thing with the movie, how they tricked everybody? They changed the name of everything. They changed it. This was actually going to be the Thunderbolts, and they switched it to the new Avengers because of the movie. And so you can get that comic now, of course, on VeVe Comics. This is also in physical. You can go to the store, pick it up. Matt, these are all same day as print. If you're new to the channel here, Marvel releases the digital versions of all of their new releases, almost all of them, on VeVe Comics the same day as print. We're the only place in the world that has that. And so this is super cool to match them up. And this is a really good one because I remember, Corey, this is a back end thing for people that don't know. In the artwork, like in the files and stuff, when we're like, when we're doing social posts and doing all this comic was named Thunderbolts, and then Marvel did a swap on us about it. They kept it from, that was super cool because they even kept it from us and everyone. They tricked everyone. You saw the posters. I don't know if you saw the posters when they ripped off very cool publicity around it. And I still haven't seen this movie yet. So I have to see this movie. Like I've heard it's.
I also haven't seen this movie just because it takes me, it's such a long drive because I live in rural nothing. It takes me a long time to get to a movie theater.
Well, and you're working so hard too, right? You're behind so.
Is it work if you love it, Aaron? I don't even know.
Yeah. That is true, Corey. This is not work right now. This is fun hanging out with everybody.
I get to talk to you and people and chat about comics and toys and talk to Disney and Lucasfilm about comics and toys weekly. I get to talk to other artists and creators in our space what are they talking about? Comics and toys and pop. I mean, you talk about jackpot jobs. I'm very happy to be here. Thank you all so much.
You're doing an amazing job too, obviously. So here's giant sized amazing Spider-Man #1. This is super cool as well. And there's another giant sized one that's featured. So check that story out. You can see the Fantastic Four. They're gearing up for all sorts of things
we got an anniversary for a giant size coming, don't we, this year?
I believe so.
X-Men?
So. Yeah, we have the X-Men comic, which is that's a pretty great one. You got it up there? Yeah, the giant-sized X-Men.
What would it be? Which anniversary? I think it would be that's 70. I'm pretty sure that's chat. Give me a sanity check here, but I'm pretty sure that we've got an anniversary for giant size X-Men. We should make sure that we make a note of that to the campaigns team.
Well, what's funny? Last week we had the giant size X-Men comic on VeVe Comics come out as well. And actually, if you go into the physical space, there's a foil variant of that cover, and there's variants on the VeVe Comics app that are very sought after in the physical space. So check that out, you guys, because the giant size X-Men that released last week on VeVe Comics, and now they're doing some giant size ones. The giant size Amazing Spider-Man, the giant size Dark Phoenix saga. These are really great stories. Tons of pages in it too, which is super cool. So make sure you check those out on the VeVe Comics site. I'll show you where that is in just a second. We also have Dynamite making some good comics this week as well. We got the John Carter Warlord of Mars. We have Gargoyles #3. I love the art in this particular one. We have Army of Darkness Shock Till You Drop Dead #2, which you can see this. Look, there's like prices and everything there.
Am I the only person that actually liked the movie representation of John Carter? Like, do you remember that movie? I mean, it was a while ago, but I was like, I thought it was really cool, but I feel like it's overhated. But anyway, I digress. Chat, like, did you like that? Yeah. Check it out, man. It's an older movie, but I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I wasn't super familiar with the character when the movie came out, but it looked cool. So I never actually went to the theater and saw it. I think it's about 10, 12 years old, something like that. So the streaming aspect of things wasn't where it is today. So now I could just go and watch it, no problem. But that's a good tip for the weekend, everybody. Thanks. And also, because, I love movie nights on the weekend, right? So give us something to watch, right? John Carter. Yeah. I the Assassin's Creed movie too, obviously. I haven't actually even seen that one with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh,
because didn't he do Assassin's Creed? No, he didn't do Assassin's Creed. He did Prince of Persia. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Never mind, everybody. Things mash in your head when you're in watching so many movies. But we also had Space Ghost come out on Dynamite Comics right there. Space Ghost is a super popular character. Really cool storyline continues. So check it out on VeVe Comics. And then this week, the return of course, Humanoids. With Carthago Adventures, Book 1, Xana. These are I know, Corey, we were talking about like the kind of emotional aspect of these, the more in-depth storylines. Mm-hmm. This one here, I was reading about this one, Corey. Alexandro Jodorowsky's Screaming Planet. So these like asteroids come down and they're hitting, I think, and there's like, they're making screaming noises and stuff like that. Like now it's really like the mind conceptualization of the story here is so different. And I was reading the synopsis of this and I was like, I haven't read the book yet, but it seems like a really kind of wild, kind of like mind trip sort of story.
I want to talk about the practicality of that pistol and that armor. Like, is that rear sight like a rear sight? Is that like an additional projectile that fires? I kind of need to get this comic just so I can know what is going on with that.
That is wild.
That is some wild stuff.
100%. And then I Am Legion right
Nice.
here, which is cool. That one's also come out. And then Eden, this is another really great story as well. So Swords of Glass, this is also cool. I mean, these stories, please everybody get in there and check it out. This publisher is so cool. And if you go to VeVe Comics right here, you can go to Humanoids right there and click right on the tab. And then of course it'll take you to the Humanoid section right here, and you can see like all their latest releases here. You can see all of our publishers, and really great stuff. Of course, we have 24/7, Ablaze, of course, American Mythology, Bad Idea. We have can you remember when it was just Marvel?
Yeah, I can. You know, an exciting development for us at VeVe is now we have a new person stepping in that's going to be taking over campaigns for comics.
Right.
I'm really excited about, and that's to help handle the publishers. Like you said, you know, for a long time, it was just Marvel. Obviously, we didn't have the Green App VeVe Comics same day as print stuff happening. Yeah. And so now just our weekly comic release, just the sheer quantity that we're handling. And so I'm really excited to see that new person stepping into the role. They're so passionate about whenever I had my first one-on-one with them, we were chatting about, you know, what are you into? Like, what's your collecting background? And the cuts that she provided me of like the comics and mangas and graphic novels that she really likes or was into. And like those, they were like deep cuts. I was like, okay, this person's like really into this space, because it wasn't sort of, whenever you talk to someone that's kind of like, they have like a general interest in comics, they do like a, you know, I really like Spider-Man, or I really like the X-Men, but whenever they drop like deep lore on you, like really deep cuts, like titles the average person doesn't even know exist, you're like, okay, we got a heavy in this space. I'm real excited to see here in the coming months what they're going to do in that role to really take comics to the next level, because it's what we need. We have so many comics coming in. If you're a comic reader, whether it's same day as print, or you know, you like the collectability of comics with our limited editions, now we really need someone in there to really give that entire space some love, especially as we onboard more and more publishers. So the future's looking really bright for comics on VeVe. If that's your jam, buckle up. We got good stuff coming.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well said. And one day you might just meet them.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see what happens there, right? You can see right here, you click into the limited editions, you got all the variants right here, which are cool. I mean, look at the new Avengers right here. That's awesome. And I was just showing Spider-Girl #1 is here, in case you didn't know. Check out Spider-Girl. Look at all the variant covers right there. Absolutely awesome. See Wolverine in there with her. So there's some really great issues every week. And of course, we talked about Giant Size Spider-Man. Check out the variants. There's only 4 on that one, but they're all awesome as well. Slightly different price level because it's a slightly larger sized comic. So all of those you can be found in the This Week tab right here. And then new This Week tab. And then if you just actually go to the main page, you can just sort by the brands you love. Check out our trending ones that have actually been selling quite well. And then the new This Week down here as we go. And you can get, by the way, if you want a copy of like 10 of them, you can actually bundle it up right here by hitting that, which is super cool. And then it gives you, gives you the reader versions, which is great. So stay tuned for more of that. But we do now have to go back, Corey, to what we were talking about a little bit earlier with Toby.
If that doesn't make you smile, check your pulse, because that video with that music just gives me an endorphin shot to my brain. There's just something about that entire vibe, this character, that music, this background, the setting. I love it, man. Like it's such, he's such a chill guy. Toby is just a chill guy, living his best life.
Having a ton of fun. Yeah, for sure. And by ECCL, you're not late. You arrived precisely when you were meant to, quoting Gandalf, right? But so awesome right there. Great video for sure. We have the whole thing coming out. Here's the set. So this is tomorrow. Now, we did have, like I said, O'Milly was in the space in the chat earlier, and I know that there'll probably be a show tomorrow. I think he's got the artist there with them. So again, have fun. Remember, this artist already drops digital collectibles on our app already. And so this is another release. You can follow them on Instagram. He's got a really great Instagram page with all the art there. Make sure you do that. Not a presence on Twitter at the moment, but on Instagram for sure. And like you can complete this whole set, 15.75 points per day, 15.75 points per day. You got that secret rare 200 editions. And there's a special thing about this drop that we want to talk about. Here it is right here. You can see the countdowns on for sure, right? If we go to the actual VeVe blog right here, let me just actually get the blog up right here. Let's do this blog. Let's go VeVe blog. Bring it up with the Toby the P. You can check out all the information's there, of course, Saturday at 8 a.m. And then, of course, in Korea at 12 a.m. on the time zone jump is wild. So when the artist comes, think about that. When the artist is showing up in a content creator space in our community, think about their time zone. So they really want to get to know you guys, and it's really amazing. So thanks for O'Milly for coordinating that. But we have all the variants right here, $14.99. You can check it out for sure. There's the uncommon as well. And they're so cool. They're so fun. If we scroll down, though, just a bit, I don't want to rush past everything too much. Only 400 ultra rares, which is crazy. And only 200 secret rares, which is crazy. But then we have this collect the Calm Mint to craft the digital Calm Mint canvas print. So this is another little thing
That's
about
tongue twister. Calm Mint canvas print.
There you go. Say that 10 times, right? For there's 1,600 editions right here. And here's how you can do it. To be eligible to craft the Calm Mint canvas print digital collectible, collectors must hold the Calm Mint common. So just the common from the Toby Series 1. Only store purchase digital collectibles are eligible, and no digital collectibles will be burned in the crafting process. It's first in, first served with crafting, closing on the 21st of June. So about a week, right? 1 week. Yep. And all remaining uncrafted editions will be burned after this date. So if you go for the drop and you land the common, you actually get the print as well, which is really great. The print.
I think that's such a good move. We've talked about this in past live streams, how we try to look at every single drop. There's a committee of people the Coleman. Just committee of people that look at how many people are participating. We look at the feedback from the drops. And I think this format, in my opinion, is just a really solid one, because chances are you're going to hit the common. It's a blind box. If you get lucky, maybe you'll hit one of those heavies. But even if you hit the common, you're walking away with something in addition to that purchase. And then we also put a time cap on it. So you got a week. And because that's another thing we noticed, sometimes we do these. If you own pod racers would be a good example. Like any 3 of these will qualify you for this. Right. And so a lot of times people don't redeem it. And so putting that cap for it to burn, who knows how many of those will actually be minted. I'm curious to find out, depending on how strong those are. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. It'll be some really good data for us to look at.
Well, the Mandalorian comic is going to be burned shortly, and we'll talk about that because it has that digital component to it. So that's cool. So there's the Toby one coming out. We gave you all the info. Collect the set. There it is on the drop date right there if you want to check it out as well. Let's move on because we have Maserati. And this is crazy, Corey. Now, I know we're going to talk about this. We do potentially, we'll see about AR videos coming out to share. But this comes on Sunday, Sunday in maybe not in Korea. I think that's probably Monday for them, right? But, so this is Sunday for us. And this is absolutely amazing. There's specific things about this particular one, Corey, that I know you know a little bit about. In regards,
I know a little.
Let us know what's going on with this one, because this is there's only 2 variants on this drop, and I think there's a reason for that.
Well, I mean, first off, this isn't just Maserati. Obviously, like how lucky are we to have Maserati as an IP on VeVe in terms of the vehicle category? We just have some amazing ones already. That category will grow over time,
right?
But this one specifically was if you are in chat and you want to fact check me to see if Corey knows what's going on, feel free to. but I believe this will be our first ever concept car release on VeVe, which is really cool. And this was like a 2014 100-year anniversary vehicle. And so that's what makes this very limited in the real world. Like, obviously it was a very limited release. It was highlighting a specific point in their history. And so from the IP or the licensor's perspective, Maserati's perspective, this is such a cherished piece of their history.
Yeah.
100-year anniversary vehicle. First ever concept car, which is just gorgeous. But the details on this, my graphic designer teams have really been doing a good job in Unity, figuring out some different lighting effects, depth of field effects, and signature on the back, from Maserati Brothers. I mean, it's just, the car is absolutely spectacular. They did a really good job capturing how beautiful it is. And we're really honored here on VeVe to get such a piece of iconic history on our platform. And that's what it comes down to. We're lucky enough to have partnerships with some of the best brands in the world, and in the vehicle world. This is one of those top tiers. So I'm super stoked for this one. It's beautiful result.
Yeah, I think the price is great. We get good feedback on that, the edition sizes. And of course, we have the special edition common, and there's only 44. And I know that relates actually to the age of, unfortunately, there was the passing of, I believe the designer behind this at the age of 44. So we have 44 editions of the yellow right there, the special editions on top. So, it's a single car. It's a single drop with the regular version, the main concept version. Then there's a special edition with this yellow one that you could actually land, but it's very, very simple drop, very easy to,
And the yellow is actually slightly different whenever we receive the first UPK models. So the yellow that you'll be seeing on the app, I thought these images were replaced, should be like more of a bright, vibrant yellow. This comes off more as a gold. So we'll have to check this. Is this on the blog primary?
Yeah, I believe so. We'll make sure that you can, all the main stuff is out. Let's just scroll down here to the blog primary. Okay, here's the updated one right here. So I apologize for that, everybody. We had a slightly gold version. This is the true color right here that was updated now. So we're good.
Which is super important. Like whenever it comes to vehicles, 100%. Specifically, like the colors, the paints, the styling is very, very important for them. You all ask for music or sounds with vehicles. That's also exceptionally a huge challenge for us. Because the sounds for vehicles, if you're in the auto industry, if you're in the auto advertisement industry or the auto IP licensing industry, the vehicle sounds themselves are a completely separate IP. You would have to buy that IP as well, which would make the price for these vehicles almost unobtainable for our average user. Because we've got to pay to license the car, then we got to pay the teams to build the car. Sometimes they give us beautiful models for us to work from. Sometimes we get partial models and have to redo all the work. So there's a lot that goes into this, but man,
crazy.
What a beautiful end result on this one.
Look at the detail right there. It's absolutely bazonkers. I absolutely love this for sure. This is coming on Sunday, you guys. Let us know what you think. If you're going for it, for sure. I mean, look at that right there with the blue. And then, of course, like you said right here, we do have that. The blog is out right there. There are 44 editions of this special edition, and absolutely amazing. You can check it out. And it's a very simple drop right there. I know a lot of people will be covering this one, interested in it, and it's going to be great to see it, up close and actually play with it. And hopefully we'll get some really great AR vids of it and other stuff too coming out. So
we do have an AR video like in the approvals process. So hopefully that gets to come out soon. Falcon did a great job on it.
That's awesome for sure. Okay, stay tuned for that one, guys. That one's going to be great. Now we're coming up to close to the end right here of the live stream. So we're doing some drop recap now. Of course, we had the Kawaii Princess Warriors, which were super fun, and we played the little clip. Can we play it again? It's only 30 seconds, Corey.
Yeah, do it. You on it, or you want me to click it?
You play it. Let's play it again. I love it.
Kawaii Princess Warriors. When they aren't slaying dragons and saving princes from imminent destruction, these princesses will increase your showroom cuteness by 52.3%. Guaranteed.
Done the math. Love it. So cool. If you complete the set, you get 19 MCP a day, which is really nice. Secret rare at 225. Still available in the shop. You can check it out or in the marketplace, of course, and just have some fun with them. They look fantastic. The detail on these is super high as well. I absolutely love it. And I love that the fact that we continue to have the Tokidoki brand and everything. It's and the Kawaii Princess Warriors and the Kawaii, the All Stars that we had earlier. I still have the box over here with the
Oh yeah, I see it there.
Oh, yeah, it's super cool, right?
Did you get that whenever we were in Comic-Con? We were talking to Simone Lenio.
Yeah, it's just fun. This is a different. Obviously, this is the earlier release, but the box is just. I just kept the box because
it's cute.
It's so like vibrant and fun, right? So that one came out this past week, so that was really great. And then, of course, we had Ron English Serial Killer Series 4 come out as well. Tons of fun. Ron English is the absolute best. I know we have much more to come from Ron, and it's just so great to see him releasing. That was another very, very simplistic drop as well, which was really cool that people reacted quite well to. And then, of course, we had this was crazy. We had the Revenge of the Sith. Now, this comic here sold out in the store, only 1,000 editions.
Yeah.
And the cover art is amazing on it, of course. And there's no burning of this one because they're all gone.
Yeah.
So people snagged this up last weekend. It was really cool to see that. And, such a great story. I mean, that movie, the 30th anniversary or whatever, was it the 30th that came out? Yeah. I saw it in the theater with, took my family to it.
Yeah,
and they hadn't seen it in the theater. So it's a different experience. So that was actually, when I watched it in the theater, I was like, whoa, this movie is, it just keeps getting better. I don't know why, it just keeps getting better.
He's really been accepted back into the fandom too, which is cool to see. Hayden, the actor, he got a lot of hate when those movies first released, and it's kind of cool to see people have grown up and they're sort of embracing the awesomeness of those characters. I totally missed this drop entirely, which is such a bummer because I'm a Star Wars fan and a comic fan, and I totally missed it. And of course, it sold out because there's 1,000 editions. Good on you, if you landed the SR on this one, because that's a tidy return.
Well, I picked up the rare in the aftermarket because it was
nice.
Gone. Like for me, it was gone as well, like being gone. And I was like, it was gone pretty fast. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to the market. So I grabbed the rare because I love that whole art. Especially kind of the rare for me, it's got that, it's got like the Emperor's face right there. I just absolutely love it. So that was great, everybody. People enjoyed that one. This comic just dropped, obviously, just yesterday. This is Fantastic Four #1 with this great art. Of course, this is that really famous cover art that that starts the whole series. The secret rare on it is amazing. I mean, talk about the high level detail, and of course tying into all the stuff that's coming in film and like in comics. It's a really cool issue. Really a nice issue for you to get your hands on. So still available in the shop, this one as well, if you want to pick that one up. And then we burned Iron Man right here last week. This is Iron Man 219. So this is really cool. This is the Ghost character, I believe, right? Isn't this the Ghost character first appearance? So of course that ties into Thunderbolts and all that stuff. So that comic has now been burned from the shop. You can still collect the full set right there. The 16.75 points per day on a comic book set, to me, is just if you get these comic sets locked away, I mean, the MCP on the rewards on those starts to add up super fast, right? Yeah, right here, Comics Exhibition. Ryan North is the man. This Fantastic Four is even better than Hickman's.
Which is high praise because Jonathan Hickman's just such a good storyteller. So, it's good. Whenever you see feedback like that.
That's awesome. Thanks for that right there. And then, of course, we're burning. This comic is actually being burned today. This is the Avengers 32. You'll see that post at 4:00 today, Pacific time, which is in 3 hours. That post will go out very shortly here. So the remaining supply of this one, 30 days later, will be removed from the shop, burned as well. So that's a really cool old school Avengers Silver Age. I mean, I just love that whole series. So cool one right there to keep your eyes on. And this is the one I want to talk about just before we have one more thing to talk about right before we leave, because we're going a little bit over time, but The Mandalorian will be burned in a couple days from now from the original release. Remember, it is a Marvel, Star Wars, all the Disney, that stuff gets burned. And the cool thing about what you said earlier, Corey, about the redemption on it, how things change, is that the craftable poster series, not poster, but the craftable art series on this
collectible.
one.
Yeah.
Those also will not be able to be crafted anymore. So we'll see where this all ends up.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see, just in case you have no idea what we're talking about, whichever one of the variants that you got from the blind box for the comic, you'd get the Virgin Art framed collectible version of that as essentially a free redemption.
Right.
And, as we look at how people are transacting and doing business on our app and how our collectors, a lot of people actually don't redeem their free crafts, but a lot of times we don't have a burn mechanism in place.
Yeah.
But with that 30-day, like you said, it would be very curious to see how many comics went out to how many of these collectibles were actually crafted and what the final edition sizes are for both. It's going to be great data.
Yeah, 100%. And still available for the time being. In a couple days, you'll see that post go out. We usually do it about an hour and a half to 2 hours before the actual burning commences. So I almost got emotional about it. Did you hear that? My voice cracked. I almost got.
You're cracking.
I'm a little bit emotional about this.
It's your second awakening.
Yeah, that's right. Now, here's a little announcement coming up shortly. You will see Amazing Spider-Man 55 come out. This is great. This is the webhead cover art series you'll see. And stay tuned for the announcement in the coming days on this one. Absolutely gorgeous, super beautiful. And if you're into this kind of stuff, make sure you go and this Patrick Gleason, check out other webhead covers in socials and stuff. I mean, in the real world space, but this is the first. Super.
How good's that going to look on the walls? Like I'm picturing California Comics with their Metaverse comic shop, like having those covers side by side by side by side. Some in the old days, I would get I wouldn't say frustrated, but I'd be like, it just feels like there's not a lot of variety in these covers. Like it's just the common and then a color selection of the common, and then the rare is just like a sketch, and then the ultra rare is just the colored in sketch. But whenever you have the ability to make a whole wall display, it's not a cover anymore. Like that becomes art. So that's going to look really, really nice on like a Spider-Man room. Like that's how I'm doing it. Like I have got different rooms for different IPs, different characters. And so I'm already picturing all of those covers minus, the one that's not a webhead cover on my wall as just like a floor to ceiling repeating display. It's going to look real good.
100%. And so stay tuned for the announcement on that official, and that'll be coming out soon. We got to get going here, but this weekend we can't end the live stream without talking about Father's Day, which is coming up this weekend. All the fathers out there in the VeVe community, I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you so much for everything you do. And we will be doing a little bit of a thing on Sunday, so stay tuned to our socials in regards to the Father's Day series from Star Wars. They came out, if we step back in time, all the way back on June 19th. So the date will be a bit different because of but 2022. Here's the Medium article, Corey.
Goodness gracious, bud.
With the old logo. I dug it up. It was easy to find. It's still there, of course, and you can check it out. We got the Father's Day series right here from the beloved children's and book, of course, from Jeffrey Brown. It's so cool. I mean, here's the read me a story right there. This, gets you all nostalgic.
I have that book. Where is that?
Yeah, right. A lot of people have these actual real books in real life. So this came out a couple of years ago. I think it's 3 years ago. And then we have the I Love You Dad version right there, which is super cool. And then, of course, we have the It Wasn't Me, with Leia and that's with Vader. These are so fun. And then the Vader's Little Princess, which I think is one of the more popular ones. She's cutting hearts out of his cape, which is hilarious. And then, of course, there's the secret rare right there, Batter Up. So if you remember this series, it's a lot of fun. Stay tuned to our socials. To help celebrate Father's Day on Sunday. We'll have a little post around that, maybe a chance to win a giveaway or two. So check that out. And yeah, Corey, that's kind of it for the show today. What are you going to do for Father's Day? Anything?
I am going to be starting our garden with the family. I got the whole back 2 acres pretty much fenced in. And so children and my dog can't escape from the fenced area, and it'll keep a lot of the pests out of the backyard. But yeah, I'm going to be moving our greenhouse and tilling up the ground, setting up the trellises and getting after it. It's that time of year here in the US, time to start dumping your seeds. We've just got out of where the temperature drops really cold in the evening and it'll frost and it'll kill your plants if you don't cover them. Yeah. We're kind of through that now. So for me, it's it's time to grow. So what better way to spend time with my family than, you know, building something together and sort of passing on some of the things that I grew up doing to my boys. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. We'll probably myself do some stuff where we'll probably you know, go. The weather's really nice now, so we'll probably go out, maybe do like a walk, like, you know, like see some cool sights. I live on the coast, so should be fun for that. Then we'll probably do something fun for dinner, and then I actually have to do a little bit of what you're describing as well, because it is springtime. It's that kind of time around here to kind of get things set up. And I have to actually dust off the old trampoline. My kids are really quite a bit older now. I'm going to see if I can get them to do one last bounce before we donate it to like another family, right? So, but guys, thank you so much for coming in to hang out with Corey and I today. We always appreciate it big time. It means a lot that you guys come here and hang out. And, you know, we'll stay tuned for official announcements on stuff coming up over the course of the next week and 2 and 3, all the way into event season. We're just starting to gear up now. And lots of news, lots of announcements. I know people are waiting for things. Don't worry, we'll keep you posted as soon as we can. And Corey, thanks for doing this again for today. And thanks to Josh and OMW for volunteering in the chat too. Let's see who wins those giveaways.
Absolutely. And until we see you in the next video, everyone, happy collecting.